Hey, what's up guys, it's Fisayo here, and I've been able to spend quite some time with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, and in this video I'll be giving you my thoughts and my experience based on how long I've spent with it. You can also consider subscribing to the channel by clicking the button down below so you don't miss out on new videos, and without further ado, let's get to it. The display on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is actually very sharp and very vibrant, and it's not short of what I said in my first impressions video, which you can find in the card up above or in the link down below that like button. The first thing that stood out to me and might as well stand out to you even after using it for quite some time is the display, guys. See, I even had to go on Twitter to show my appreciation for the HDR video on this phone. The display is nothing short of phenomenal, and I even own an iPhone 10, and even though they both are OLED from Samsung, the display on the Note 8 just looks better. It's also not with its fault though, because the blue shift on the Note 8 is very obvious and you're definitely going to notice it in day-to-day use, and it can be quite annoying. Apart from that, it's pretty much as great as a phone display gets right now. Build quality on the Note 8 is very great, and regarding day-to-day use, it's quite an enjoyable experience. Well, apart from the fact that it's not designed to be a one-handed device, but most people wouldn't mind actually using both hands, and hey, it's a Note series, so you definitely know what you're getting into. Another concern in day-to-day use is the fingerprint sensor on the back of the phone. Just like the S8 and the S8 Plus, it's located right at the top of the back beside the camera, or cameras in this case, and it would definitely require a bit of a shuffle to get to if you're using one hand with this thing. You are actually going to want to use two hands, and that might be something to consider for some people. You can also use a pin or pattern, or you can use the iris scanner, which is more secure. Then there's the S Pen, which keeps improving from time to time, and this time on the Note series, yes, you get a lot of features. The first feature I really liked and I really used a lot was the screen off memo, and how I could quickly scribble ideas as I take out the S Pen from the phone in the lock screen mode. This feature was pretty snug, and apart from the inverse user interface design, which I'm a sucker for, it just works seamlessly, and that's a major plus for me. However, when you're inside the phone and you take the pen off, you get access to more S Pen options. You can either check your contacts, which is very fast, or you can use Bixby Vision, which is Samsung's image search feature. You can also use Translate, which works by hovering the pen over a text and you immediately get what you're looking for with the set language. You also get Live Messages, which works by scribbling text and sending it to someone, which animates the way you scribbled it to the person. And you also have Screen Write and Smart Select. I personally use Smart Select a lot because it was just smart. It works by selecting a region of the phone, and once it's selected, Samsung tries to figure out all the text information on that image you selected and send it along with the selection. So for instance, sending this image of the home screen to myself, it showed the text I selected and the image as well, which was pretty smart. Regarding build quality again, I like how the Note 8 screen really blends off the edges, and the addition of the home button on the bottom is actually very accessible than distracting. Again, this is just like the S8 and the S8 Plus. The bottom of the Note 8 houses the S Pen, the speaker grills, the microphone for calls, and the headphone jack. Samsung still remains the only flagship smartphone maker that left this there, but I'm pretty sure it would be gone soon looking at the S9. The top of the Note 8, as we've talked about in the first impressions video, houses the SIM and micro SD card slots, and on the left is where you have the Bixby button, which you would almost always accidentally press, and the volume rockers, which makes you reach for the Bixby button. Lastly, on the right you have the power button. On the front of the phone, we have an 8 megapixel camera and dual 12 megapixel cameras on the back, which we'll test now. The selfies I took with the Note 8 were very clean, and the megapixels and image processors were very important for this quote-unquote beauty look feature. Where things started to get interesting though were the back cameras. The shots looked very detailed and sharp, and in bright light it performed very well. For instance, when taking a photo on the 2x lens, it brought out as much details as you can see in the fore here, and it's just very good. Both cameras are balanced and one isn't more saturated than the other, which is expected, and overall picture quality is a go for me. In video, however, the 2x camera shows some image stabilization and no focus loss, but the 1x camera didn't have a fixed focus, but both of them were in auto mode. Battery life on the Note 8 was also okay, but I was not able to get up to a full day for most times because I almost always end up charging it at night when I get back. So not so great, but it's also something to consider. However, as opposed to the battery performance on the Note 8, the Note 8 performs very well when it comes to handling tasks, and you're pretty much not going to get any lag on this device. Daily use was on point and multitasking was effortless. Of course, you can split screen on the Note 8 and even have the screen on screen, and the Note 8 seems to be the device made for this. Other things like call quality was on point, and this isn't really a feature but just an icing on the cake. With regards to the sound quality on the Note 8, it's good, but you don't get stereo speakers, and here's what that sounds like. You better grab that tambourine. Bring the bass, we might be weak. Now over to the benchmarks, and here in Geekbench, although it's 6 gigs of RAM you're getting, we have 5.12 gigs usable. Its processor is also clocked at 1.9 GHz and it's a Qualcomm processor. The Note 8 has a PPI of 387 with very high resolutions and Adreno 540 graphic chips inside. It's also running Android 7.1.1. Now running the test on this, we're getting a decent single and multi-core score on this device. On the single and multi-core score side of things, the Note 8 performs very well and is way ahead of many devices. Now personally, I really like the Note 8. It's got a very great display and is very similar to that of the S8 Plus. And if you're planning on getting this device, I would definitely recommend it only if you're coming from an older Samsung device. However, if you want an S Pen and a slightly bigger display, then you can go for it. And that's it for the video. If you like this video, if you like what I'm doing on the channel, please hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.